feels good. Like, it feels good to have these people that are my people that I'm hanging out with and doing these activities I actually want to do instead of like reading scriptures. Hey, what's up guys? It's Ex-Morgan from My Spiritual Life, and today I'm going to be talking about making friends after leaving a high-demand religion or a cult. Loneliness is one of the most difficult aspects of leaving a high-demand religion or high-control group because you may have lost all of your friends and family in the process of leaving that group. And if you are like me, what you may notice is that you get into this phase of life as an adult, leaving this group, and you realize you're alone and you don't know how to make friends because your friends were always at church. I was pretty lonely after leaving, didn't really know how to make friends, but then I realized, oh, there's all these ex-Mormon forums, and I just so happen to live in an area that's highly Mormon, so it's also highly ex-Mormon. So I got onto those forums like on Facebook, found people on there, found ex-mo meetups and things like that, and I was able to make a lot of friends with ex-Mormons around me, which was super awesome and very helpful during that transition period. But then I did get to a point where I didn't really want to talk about Mormonism that much anymore. And I know outside looking in, Mormonism might seem like my only personality trait because, you know, that's what I post about a lot. But I don't really talk about Mormonism much outside of this channel anymore. And I see that as a very important part of leaving a religion, right? Because eventually you should get to a point where you don't feel the need to talk about it anymore because you have other interests and hobbies and things that, you know, you're doing that are taking up your time. Anyway, after a while, I just didn't feel like I wanted friendships that revolved around being ex-Mormon. Like, I didn't mind talking about it with friends, and, you know, if it comes up, it didn't bother me. But what bothered me was feeling this pressure of, like, with my ex-Mormon friends, I have to exclusively talk about ex-Mormon stuff. Almost like I didn't know how to find common ground outside of that in certain friendships. So after a while, I was feeling lonely again and needed to make more friends again. And I wasn't really sure, like, how to make friends because I was like, I don't want to go to church. I don't want to go to a new church. That's just not my thing. My thing is more being evil. In case you didn't notice. Anyway, what I've since learned about making friends as an adult is that a great way to make friends is based on mutual hobbies. So if you're feeling lonely and you want to make more friends, pick a hobby that you enjoy doing and try to find people in your area that also enjoy doing that hobby. And then boom, you have an automatic friend. Unless they're religious. I'm just kidding. Now, if you are like me, you might not have any hobbies, and that is another problem to be solved. So if you don't have any hobbies, step one before the step one of finding friends with common interests is find out what you're interested in. After leaving Mormonism, I had a lot more time on my hands, and I had a lot more time to kind of figure out what to do with. And I ended up exploring a lot of different hobbies, and I got really into playing pickleball and playing music and painting and 3D printing, and like I'm just all over the place. But in order to figure out what you like doing, you just have to try some things. So if you don't know what you like doing, maybe just look at what meetups are going on in your area. You can download different apps, you know, or check different Facebook groups. Just see what people are doing and try things out. Anyway, once you have your hobby you like doing, try finding other people that live near you to do that hobby with. And the best way to do that is to use apps or like Facebook or, you know, and just like the Meetup app or things like that. Just search for, you know, that hobby in your area and you can find people that are doing that thing. And then if you run into the problem that I ran into, which was that I really was liking pickleball, but I couldn't find any meetups in my area, then just make your own meetup of that hobby, and hopefully people will find it and they will come, and then you will have friends. I think it's really easy for us, especially like as women, as moms, to fall into that trap of like, I don't have time for hobbies. Like, I'm too busy, wiping asses. And I'm a pretty involved person when it comes to like my hobbies. Like, I have a band that I'm in, I play pickleball, I do art projects, I do YouTube. Like, there's a lot that I do. And I also feel like I spend a lot of time with my kids as well. I think that for a while though, before I got into like doing a lot of fun things for me, I really thought it was almost wrong to have hobbies, or like, because there was kind of always that Mormon narrative that was like, good moms just sacrifice everything for their kids. And I'm like, that is such a toxic mindset. And not only does it make you miserable, but it teaches your kids that they're supposed to be miserable when they're adults because they're just supposed to give up everything for their kids. No, that is not what my kids are learning. My kids are learning that I love pickleball and that they can play it too, and or participate in whatever sports they want to participate in when they grow up. Setting aside time to take care of myself, to do these fun hobbies, and to make friends as I'm doing these hobbies has been so good for me. It's brought so much more passion into my life, so much more excitement. I feel like I have a lot to look forward to because I love, my band's little gigs and things like that. I love doing pickleball tournaments, even though I'm still like pretty new at the sport. It's exciting. It gives you something to look forward to, something to do, and something that's yours, something that helps you identify yourself, give yourself some autonomy, and give yourself something that isn't like in relation to someone else. Like, I'm so-and-so's mom, or I'm so-and-so's spouse. Like, I'm a kick-ass pickleballer. You know how it goes, Some of us are just really oh, how did that get there? My silver medal? Wow. Anyway, another good way to meet friends that I've heard about is there's like some dating apps like Bumble and things like that where you can actually switch it to looking for friends. I've never done it on there, but I have done Peanut, which is like basically a dating app for moms to find other moms that have kids that are like the same age. Met some cool people through Peanut. Anyway, there's a lot of apps and a lot of things out there if you're trying to meet people. It's so important to be able to have your people, that are there for you and that you can be there for them. And you miss that when you leave a religion. And it's really important to try to find that for yourself so that you don't feel lonely, and that you have things and people that have your back, and it will give you a lot more, meaning in life. It's been really nice for me. Like, I don't think I realized how much I was missing, like, the connection part of church until like I started doing more like group meetup type things where I was seeing like a lot of the same people over and over again. And I was like, oh, this just feels good. Like, it feels good to have these people that are my people that I'm hanging out with and doing these activities that I actually want to do instead of like reading scriptures. And it's just super fun. So if you are feeling lonely after leaving whatever, try to put yourself out there, try to figure out what you like to do, and then find other people who like to do those things or talk about those things. And hopefully you can start to make some genuine connections and, even bring people together. Start your own groups of activities. Sometimes there's like something that people in your area maybe have never tried. Like, I love candle making, and I bet if I were to put it out there, like, hey, everyone come over, we're making candles, bring $5. I bet a bunch of people would come and they would like totally get into it. So, think about how can I be creative and, put myself out there and, share my interests with other people and, what would I like to do? And then just do it. Anyway, hope this video was helpful. I am so grateful that I am not feeling as lonely as I was when I first left, because that sucked. That was not a fun time. So glad that I am moving on. And I hope you are too. Thanks for watching this, guys. I will see you in the next one. Peace.